Come on then, Spurs fans, let's have a chat with you. Who should Thomas Frank be in charge of the North London derby a week on Sunday? 03717 22344 is the number to call, and somebody has done that. So a very good morning to Lee. Lee is a Spurs fan. Lee, a very good morning. Thanks for calling. How are you, mate?
Morning, mate.
Very well, thank you. Great show as always.
Thanks for joining us, pal. Things are bleak, mate.
Well, that's an understatement, really, isn't it? Let's face it. I mean, look, I'm going to say something quite controversial. I would keep Thomas Frank, okay?
Yep.
It's rotten from the top, this club. Our ownership lack any ambition, and they have done for years. Let's face it, they have. Now, we had a whole transfer window. We knew we had an injury crisis, fair enough. The position we were in, we had a whole transfer window to at least try and bolster, and get some fresh faces in, some fresh movement. And they've done nothing at all. Now, all the fine, I can understand their frustration, but we need to start realising that the club is in this position because of ownership. Plain and simple.
Well, it's funny, I would say something to back you up, Lee, right? Because, I mean, the common denominator, I think, is the way the club's been run. And I'll tell you why. Because you're not going to tell me you haven't had good managers in recent years. Whether it's Conte, whether it's Mourinho, Nuno had a great. You know what I mean? You've had some excellent managers. So the common denominator to back up your theory, might be ownership.
It is. I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right. You look at the managers we've had. I mean, we had Ange. Yeah, he won us the trophy. He didn't have the best of starts, but he got the job done and got us a trophy. But he wasn't backed either. None of our managers. We've never. We'll sell our players like Son, Kane, and we won't bring any other player in to match that credibility of them. And it's just it's beyond a joke now. And I think it's time now that the ownership take a little bit of accountability
Lee.
and either sell up shop or put their money where their mouth is. And them saying that they can do it at the end of the season, wait till the summer transfer window, it's going to be too late then. We're going to be in the Championship.
Lee, you know what baffles me about Spurs? I was at the game against Aston Villa this season in the Premier League, and it was a fun day out for Aston Villa, comfortable win. And I look at the league table for home form this season. Spurs are second bottom with Burnley. Only Wolves have got less points. You got 10 points at home this season from 13 Premier League games. What's the issue?
Well, I mean, you can cry out all day about the injury crisis, but at the end of the day, Thomas Frank has also got to try and get the best out of the players he's got. Has he done that? Possibly not. But I do think Thomas Frank is actually a good manager, and I think he's the type of manager that will get Spurs going with the backing. But we lack backing. We've always lacked backing.
Lee, thanks very much for taking the time to call us morning. Much appreciated. Morning, Max. Max, Tottenham fan. Are you there, my friend?
I am indeed.
Good morning.
Yes.
How are you this morning, Max? Not good, I would imagine.
No, not at all. No, bit disappointed, but I'm just kind of used to it now as a Spurs fan. Like, you see all these things taking the mick out of us online and stuff, but it's just getting draining now. I'll be honest with you, falling out of love with it.
What do you think, mate? Because I said to Gabby, we're speaking about it yesterday, and our Spurs in a relegation fight, and I'll be honest with you, mate, I'm thinking to myself, I'm asking that question, but I don't really believe it, right? And then I looked at the result last night, I immediately looked at the table, and then I convinced myself, you better believe they're in a relegation fight.
Yeah, 100%. Unfortunately, results didn't really go our way last night in terms of that, but we are in a relegation fight. There's no doubt about it. It's woeful. I don't know what is going on. Like the last caller said, it has to be from top down, because we have had good managers. We have good players, I think, anyway.
Okay, Max.
Yeah, all right, we have injuries.
Appreciate the call, mate. Thanks for calling in this morning. Luke's another man that's called in. Luke, good morning.
Good morning, Luke.
Morning.
How are you, mate?
Right?
What are you thinking, mate?
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to talk about what you said about we've had managers that, haven't been successful and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This manager is sitting in 16th. We had Conte that got us kind of where we wanted to be into the Champions League. That is kind of a success, you know what I mean? You've got Mourinho who got us to 5th place, got us to a cup final. And got us to won us a cup. So when you talk about managers that haven't done what we want, they have, kind of, with one arm behind the back. So this manager, he's sitting in 6th place, 16th place, out of all competitions, basically, barring the Champions League, which is mental. So he's got to go. There's no reason not to let him go. If we're going down, we might as well give it a go and put someone in to get a little bit of a bounce and win a couple of games.
Who are you bringing in, Luke?
Sorry?
Who are you bringing in, mate?
It don't matter who you bring in because we're going down anyway.
Yeah, you need a change, don't you? I think
it makes no sense not to sack him.
I think, Luke, for me,
who do you bring? It's not about who you bring in.
Yeah.
It's about the fact that we're going down. We
need to stop it. Yeah.
You might as well. I'll go in. Yeah. I'll do exactly the same job as him.
Luke, I think the problem I've got is that I didn't want managers sacked so early in their reign. But when you look at he has had the whole season. The season's not up, but he's had 2 wins in the last 17 league games. For a club like Spurs, that's not good enough.
Gabby, he's not been there 10 games. He's been there all season. We've got 12 games left. Yeah, we keep him. We go down. We don't win another game. I've looked at our results the other day, and I looked at them and I went, I reckon we're going to get about 8 points out of this. We are not going to win another game to the end of the season. I promise you that now.
Look, I've got a quick question for you. Were you Ange in or Ange out?
That was Ange out. Yeah, totally, yeah.
Have you got any tips for the Millwall fans when they come to the Premier League and you go down next season?
Listen, Luke, thanks for the call this morning. Appreciate you taking the time to call us, mate. It's Ryan again. Ryan's a Spurs fan. Very good morning, Ryan. How are you this morning? Thanks for calling.
Ryan.
I've been better, thanks, mate. But yeah, it's not too bad, but it's absolutely terrible, isn't it? You know?
Yeah. Tell me. First of all, were you at the game last night? You watched it. Tell me your views on the performance.
Well, it's just a bit. I think it's a bit lacklustre. I don't think there's. I think the performance to compare to, I can't remember which match it was, but it was the second half after Paulinho gave the team a bit of the riot act at half time earlier in the season, and we came out and we flew at people. And I haven't seen that effort since then. But I think it's just a bit. It's dragged over, and all the frustration seems to be happening off the pitch, and not that passion needs to be drilled on the pitch. Which brings me to my point, which was the stadium. I mean, you guys have been there. I've been on a stadium. I went on a stadium tour last year. Bits like that have gone on. I just think it's too comfortable an atmosphere. I think that the fans aren't hostile enough. We can come to ticket prices, talk about those. But if you go into the changing rooms, the home changing rooms like a luxury hotel. How you feel relaxed when you go to a hotel. You're not up for anything. And the away changing room is like Butlins.
Right.
You know, there's no hostility anymore.
Right. I went to the Villa game this season, and when we played at Spurs, and we won. And it was silent the whole stadium. The only time you made any noise was the stupid halftime song that you play. The box that I sat in, one of the best cottage pies I've ever had. It had a little bit of kick to it, bit of spice. The free drinks were perfect. Everyone was nice when you're walking in outside the stadium. You all right, Gabby? You all right, mate? You know, just like you says, it's a very nice place to go. It's a nice day out for fans and players, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll go in the stadium when I take my kids. You know, it's a lovely place to be. When I go with the boys, we go to the pub opposite. You know, the atmosphere is completely different. You know, and I just think it's not giving that. You know what I mean? Like the old school. You go to a ground, everything's close in. It's hostile. The lane was hostile to go to.
Yeah.
You know, you had the shelf, your bits like that. They were just the right atmosphere to make it hard for other teams to win.
Players and fans can skip into the stadium now, can't they, at Spurs?
Yeah, but then the other thing is people are being priced out. I mean, one of my pals that's in one of the WhatsApp groups I'm in about Tottenham last night did some research, and the same tickets for the same fixture, Newcastle against Arsenal at the Emirates, we were on average 43% more expensive for a ticket. That's keeping fans away. That's some of the reason why we've got empty seats, not just the performances.